What's up, everybody? What's happening? What's going on? I want to have a quick conversation with you today because I'm inspired. Got some things on my mind, and I'm just like, yo, we can do this same shit. I promise you, we can do this. And so the motivation of today's conversation comes from this book here, What It Takes, Lessons in the Pursuit of Excellence by Steve Schwarzman, founder of Blackstone. That's my favorite, it's probably my favorite business person in the world, for real. Him, the Magic Johnson, all right? And so I'm a strong believer in success does leave clues. I'm a firm believer in we should absolutely model ourselves behind someone that's in the same field that we're in, you know what I mean? And see what we can learn and pick up so we too can be successful. But a little bit of a backstory on Steve real fast. He created Blackstone in about 85, if I'm not mistaken, 85, 86. Prior to that, he worked at Lehman Brothers. And he was told no when he created Blackstone, you know, going to insurance companies to see if they got pension funds and say, hey, we'll cut a check and make us some money, because these insurance companies need to make money because they always paying out money. So they need somebody to go flip their money. And this is where Blackstone came in. But since he had never done a deal with Blackstone, but a lot of people knew him from Lehman Brothers, they was telling him no. In fact, he sent out over 500 letters and was told and didn't even hear nothing. Nobody called, nobody did nothing. And a few meetings that he did have, you know, people were just like, nah, we don't do first time people. Y'all don't have the experience. Even though they had the experience with Lehman Brothers, this new company that you formed doesn't have the experience. Needless to say, he ended up meeting with Prudential. Prudential dropped like 100 million in the fund. He went over to Japan, got another 100 million. And then he came back to the United States. And this is what really motivated me to get this message to y'all, because see, we can clone this process, and I have cloned a piece of this process, and this is how I got started in real estate. But he had hit up Jack Welch. Jack Welch was the CEO of General Electric, GE. Now, these people, Steve, Jack, they be neighbors to each other in the Hamptons. They play tennis with each other. And these are CEOs and chairmen and, you know, chief investment officers that are running major corporations. So they live in the same type of neighborhoods. They go to the same type of social clubs, right? But we want to go to the club and dance, and they go to social clubs and talk about, you know, business and setting things up. And then they have they fun, they galas and things of that nature. But we got to get wise, man. We got to get wise and really understand the power of networking with each other and the power of collective pooling our resources. Because they went to family and friends and raised money. Another person would be Henry Kravis, one of the GOATs of something known as LBOs, leverage buyouts and whatnot, with KKR and whatnot. He was doing this before Schwarzman was doing it. In fact, Kravis started in 76. Kravis used to work for Bear Stearns Bank and then ended up doing his own thing. And he started in 76 and only had $10,000 to his name. His cousin had $10,000. In today's money, that's like $54,000 in today's money. So Henry Kravis started with $10,000, which is about $54,000 in today's money. Right now, his net worth is close to $10 billion. Steve started with $200,000 back in the 80s, like in 85, and that's the equivalent of almost $580,000 in today's money. So he had more of a chunk of money. But these cats are billionaires. Steve's net worth is like $35 billion. You understand what I'm saying? And so as they're raising this fund, they both went to friends who may have high net worth individuals and pooled their resources together. They then start going to these companies as well to raise the funds so they can get the money and then start doing what's called leverage buyouts, buying out different companies, right? And so as they're sitting there, you know, in their world, you know, networking and playing tennis with one another, they're making power moves. And I'm like, yo, what power move can we make? And this is the power move that I'm going to make, and I'm just going to ask that you come along with me if you so choose, right? So recently, I pivoted and transitioned into new construction real estate, stuff from the ground up, right? And so I went into Class A properties, where we talking about some properties that are, listed for 1.1 million. The other one is listed or appraised at 1.5. We haven't put that one on the market yet. 1.45 million, actually. Hopefully we can edit this and we'll show you the drone footage of the entire development of where we at. You're going to see phase 3, where there's going to be a business corridor that's coming in, where they're going to build a school and more businesses. You're going to see a phase 3 where more real estate, these lots are about to be parceled off, and then more building is about to come, more development is about to come in this area. And this is directly across the street from the big property that I'm invested in that appraised at 1.45 million, okay? And so we need to set a goal. And the goal is March 31st is the last day where we need to do something smart with our tax return, because April 1 really starts second quarter, right? And so let's do something smart, very intelligent. Let's really look at, what can we come together as bosses, as investors of our own lives, and see what we can do, right? So if you got an idea, I would love to hear about it in a sense, but I'm absolutely going into this development where I'm at because it's just, obviously it's projected to keep on going, keep on building and being developed. And there is a nice return that can be made in this particular sector and whatnot. And so, for me, it was absolutely about, humble beginnings and, tap friends and families that came on and was like, yo, I'm with it. Grabbed a house, sold the house, grabbed the house, flipped it, then went into rentals, C-class, D-class rentals, lower class stuff, but it was cheap, bringing, decent return, paying every month, then to selling a few and holding on to some still, and then accessing lines of credit and stuff, and cash advance on my credit cards and stuff, for me to now leverage and go into A-class properties. A-class properties is the highest type of property that you can be in, which means you're going to get maximum dollar when you sell the house, especially since it's new construction. So this ain't like going into a C-class neighborhood, flipping it and getting top dollar, which is cool. That's a great thing to do. This is A-class material. You see what I'm saying? Where you're just at the maximum already, the super duper maximum, okay? Especially in this development, because the whole entire neighborhood is that. You can go into a D-class, C-class neighborhood and do a new build and have the aesthetic of a Class B property and whatnot, and get top dollar and whatnot, but the neighborhood is still C-class and whatnot. Whereas, it's being what you call gentrified. What we're talking about is going into a whole new development where everything is starting at $1 million and going up. You see what I'm saying? So straight A-class, where we get maximum profits and whatnot. And so, I've been, sharing this as it's been unfolding. But let's make a deadline. Let's come together and say, hey, when I get my tax bread and extra I'm gonna put to the side, I want to have a conversation with Noble on March 31st to see what's happening. If I'm gonna be able to say, you know what, that sounds good. How do we do it? Because I want to do something where you bought a lot, show you, hey, this the lot, this is what it is. We got the designer and everything. Like we can figure that part out. But you need to get one of these parcels, man. And the cost of the parcel, I'm gonna tell you, it's the sweetest shit in the world. The cost of the parcel is anywhere from $125 to $185, okay? Then you're gonna pay another $40,000, actually $35, but simple math, let's just say $40,000 for soft costs. What is soft costs? Architectural plans, the permit, the plumbing, which we call the utilities, right? The sewer and the water line coming in, okay? And so then you gotta go get it surveyed, and then you're gonna get, when the surveyor do come out and say, yeah, the lines run here, your foundation needs to be here, all of that stuff, We got to buy the lot, and then we got to do all of the soft costs, and then they give us what's called a plot plan, where they say, here's pretty much the plot plan where, all right, you know, again, the lines go here, the foundation need to be set right here and whatnot. Now you're ready to go get your permit. So now, once we're ready to go get the permit, that's when I go to the hard money lender, and he gives us 100% of the construction costs. It may cost us $700,000, $800,000 to build this house. You see what I'm saying? And so he's going to fund all of that and give us roughly about 40 to 50% of our money back that we put up front, because we have to buy the lot. You're not going to pay $40,000 for a survey on a lot that you don't own because somebody else can come buy the lot. That don't make sense, right? So now you just lost $35,000, $40,000, right? And so we want to purchase the land in cash and then go get the hard money lender who's going to pay 100% of the construction and give us 40 to 50% of our money back. If we on our job and whatever we're doing to generate income, when we get half our money back and we still making money, we can take that and go buy another lot while this one is being built. When this one is done, you see what I'm saying? Then we sell, and then we just keep on repeating the process and multiplying the process. So you need to figure out how you can get in on a lot or be the sole owner of a lot. We got to figure this out, and I really do have it figured out, all right? So March 31st, man, like really make it a point to do something smart. Don't squander this refund that you get. And let's be clear about that. And my uncle GC, Grant Cardone, taught me that if you get a tax return, that actually means you're stupid. What do you mean? Because you paid the government too much. It's called a refund. This ain't no free money that they giving you. They're honest enough to say, hey, you overpaid. Here you go, that's yours. We got ours, you gave us too much. So if you overpaid, it's a refund, which means you stupid. You know what you could have did with that money? You see what I'm saying? But if you underpaid, then hey, they're gonna get you. You owe, right? But when you break even, everything is what it's supposed to be. I paid exactly what I owe, and you not holding. I didn't overpay you, and I ain't underpaying you, which means I gotta come up with some money to pay you. So you're really supposed to be at a break even in a sense, right? And so, you know, that's just something to think about. Don't squander this opportunity, because this is one of those what I call can't miss opportunities, which is in this book. I want to read something out of this book real fast and I close with this. Steve was trying to raise money for a fund. He went to go see Jack Welch. Jack Welch is was the CEO of General Electric, GE, right? So this is what Jack Welch said to Steve. You guys don't know what you're doing, do you? Jack said. Steve says, no, I said, but it's us. We're the same, talking about Steve and his partner. So Steve was like, no, we don't know what we're doing, but it's us, we're the same. And this is what Jack said. Yeah, I love you guys. Listen, I'll give you 35 million. Why? Because you are great, both of you. That way you can use the GE name to help get some other people. So Jack Welch, because he was cool with Steve Schwarzman, and he knew him and his partner Pete were great, he was like, okay, y'all ain't never done it before, but I know, y'all great. Go ahead, put me in for 35 million, use my name, leverage my name, and then that's gonna allow you to be able to go to General Motors, Ford, and other places, and then they're gonna give you some money because they see GE have gave you some money. This is what white folks do, man. That's what I mean, this is what they do. What are we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna sit here and talk about the goddamn Illuminati. And I mean, fuck all that shit, man. This is the blueprint to the game. All right? So I know what I'm doing. The question is, what you gonna do? And don't be one of those people, yeah, man, I seen you grow over the year. Fuck that, grow with me. I've been telling you what the play was, and every time I tell you to play, I execute the play. Now I'm going into Class A where the money is big. Come with me. I don't want to hear that shit that you saw me and you didn't come when you had the opportunity to come. All right? All right, man. So I just want to say that. All right?